What's going on, guys? Sekiro Kami here, and in this video we're going to be giving you a tutorial on how to fix texture issues and bring textures into Sekiro. Now as you see, this hat has no textures, so we're going to fix that problem. As you can see on my desktop, this is what the hat is supposed to look like. When the mesh has the proper texture to it, it'll look the way it's supposed to. So first things first, the program that you need to be able to unpack and repack files, you unpack them to edit them, you repack to save your edits, it's called Yabber. There are multiple versions, but the one that I use is Yabber Plus. I'll be sure to include a Google Drive link for you to be able to download it, so then that way you can experiment with it yourself and learn something new. But for now, we're going to put that off to the side. So now, this is the file that I'm looking for right here. So I have it set so that it automatically opens with Yabber, but for educational purposes, I'll show you exactly what you need to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this file, drag it over to the Yabber Plus exe, and it says open with Yabber Plus. So what that does is that decompresses and unpacks the file. Then we scroll back up, and as you can see, there's a folder created here associated with that file. So we click all the way into it. The TPF file is what we're looking for. This is the file that hosts all of the textures, and it tells the file what textures are supposed to be with that specific mesh. So we'll take this TPF file, do the same thing, drag it over the Yabber Plus exe, open with Yabber, creates a folder, and then as you can see here are all the textures associated with that mesh. Like this is for the mask, for the headband, for the hair, so on and so forth. So as you can see, the textures for the hat are not there. That's why I had that white appearance. This is the file that we need to edit first before anything. The XML file is what tells the TPF file what textures are supposed to be in there. And this is the format for one texture. Right here where it has parenthesis texture parenthesis and then the /. This is one texture. So since we don't have the textures for the hat in this XML, what we need to do is that we need to put them in there. So I have another folder here with the textures already in it. So this is the ones that we need. The A and the N. The albedo, which is the A, is what gives it its color. The N, or the normal map, is what gives the mesh its texture. So if there's striations, if there's any kind of bumps on it or anything like that, so that it's just not a flat texture. So we'll go into the XML folder, and as you can see, these are the two files that we need. It's important that you verify you're copying the XML information for the right files, because if you don't, and you try to repack the file or try to repack the TPF, it's not going to let you. It'll create an error message saying that you're missing a specific file. So we'll go from the beginning of this texture down to the end of the second one. So we'll Control C, or you can right click and copy. Then we'll go back to this other XML file, and then we'll Control V, or if you're old school, you can right click and paste. And for the XML formatting, it's very important that everything looks the same, because if it's not formatted properly, you're not going to be able to repack the file. So you hit enter one time to bring it down to the next line. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now it's all lined up. So we'll Control S, or you can File Save, either one works. Now if I try to repack this TPF file without those textures present, like I said, it's going to create that error message telling me that I'm missing files. So what I need to do is go back into this TPF, get the files from right here for which we inserted the XML information, copy them, paste them into here. All right, we can get rid of that, move this over. Now we can repack the file, and it'll succeed. So now we have the textures in the TPF associated with the hat mesh, and as you can see, the file size increased because we added textures to it. So now we'll go back to parts. We'll do the same thing, but with the folder this time for the whole file. We'll drag it over to Yabber Plus exe, and that'll repack it. And what that does is that that'll save those changes that I made. Now if you look, this is the original file that was there. A backup file was immediately created, so if there's any edits that you want to get rid of and you don't want to go back into the file and manually make them, you can just delete this file, rename this to DCX, and all those edits will be gone. So now all those edits are saved, and as you see, the file size increased because we added to it. That's how you know that your edits were saved. If you added anything, if you removed anything, it'll go up or go down respectively. So now we'll close that, we'll load back in. And as you can see, the hat has the proper texture now. It has the striations, it has the proper coloration, and all is well. I hope this video was informative. I hope you were able to learn something. And if there's any other tutorials that you would like me to do, just drop a comment down in the comment section, letting me know whichever you want, and I'll be sure to get right on it. To make sure that you don't miss out on any content just like this, or any of the boss fights that I might do, be sure to drop a comment, drop a like, and drop a subscription with that notification bell on so you get a notification whenever I post. Much love, y'all.